evening, I'm Sharon Thomas. This is ITV News London. As the Tokyo Olympics draw to a close this weekend, questions remain over whether the London Stadium, which hosted the Games in 2012, has delivered on a promise of lasting change. It was supposed to be a catalyst for local regeneration and a home for football and athletics. But nearly a decade on, a new takeover bid for West Ham United could mean that the crown jewel of London's Olympic legacy is repurposed for the benefit of club's fans. Here's Martin Stew.
The home of London's Olympics, built on the promise of building a legacy.
It gives us an extraordinary incentive to look outward, look onwards, and to look our best.
The taxpayer-funded £700 million London Stadium became West Ham's home in 2016, on the condition it would retain its athletics track, allow flexible usage and make the stadium a distinctive physical symbol that supported regeneration. PAI Capital, who want to buy West Ham for £400 million, appear to want to change that. They say they've reached the core principles of agreement to take over the stadium's long-term lease. As a condition, they say, it requires changes to the configuration within the stadium itself. West Ham had their best league season for more than 20 years, but many fans feel the athletics track and the ground surroundings mean the atmosphere still doesn't match their old ground.
It could be, one, very exciting, and two, it could be great news for Londoners and for the Londoners who have to pay tax, because at the moment, Londoners have to subsidise it by the tune of £8 million a year.
West Ham legends Rio and Anton Ferdinand have backed the bid and confirmed they will play a big part in the club's future if it succeeds.
Whilst I don't want to say it's good or it's bad, as I said, we need investment in the club. That is beyond question. But what we need is people that know how to run a football club.
LLDC, who manage the stadium, say they want to achieve the best possible outcome for the public and taxpayer from the Olympic legacy and are keen to work with West Ham United to reduce the cost of the stadium to the taxpayer. The club's current owners say they haven't yet received an official bid. Martin Stew, ITV News.
There's been a 50% rise in anti-Semitic attacks in the capital. Nearly 750 incidents were reported in the first half of the year. The charity behind the research, which monitors anti-Semitism, says violence in the Middle East has led to an escalation in such incidents. And as Sam Holder reports, it's making some Londoners question their future here.
They started hurling racial abuse at us and swinging fists at us. It got really, really hairy.
Joseph and Alexander were viciously attacked in Marylebone during the middle of the day by complete strangers, targeted simply for being Jewish. So to be clear, this happens after you've had absolutely zero interaction with them whatsoever?
No, we're just two people walking down the street, eating a sandwich, minding our own business. Obviously, I've experienced anti-Semitism. I'm sure most Jews have on some low level. But this kind of, I would say, like visceral hatred, I've never experienced that before. That is something completely new.
Their terrifying experience was part of a wave of attacks against Jews in the capital. The most in the first 6 months of any year on record.
In a city, in a country that's been such a safe and secure place for Jews to live, it makes me question my future here. It makes me question my children's future here. Is there a future for Jews in this country? Because anti-Semitism is on the rise, and it's something that every Jew in the UK is aware of.
In the first 6 months of this year, there were nearly 750 anti-Semitic incidents in London, a rise of 51% compared to last year. This was one example, a convoy driving through North London calling for Jewish women to be raped. The increase in incidents is no coincidence. It was due to the conflict in Israel and Palestine. Every time there's a flare-up in fighting in the Middle East, it's mirrored by a flare-up of anti-Semitism in the capital. Random Jewish Londoners targeted for something happening 3,000 miles away. This is Golders Green in Barnet, the borough with the biggest Jewish population in the country. It's also the borough that's seen the highest number of anti-Jewish incidents. More than 260 between January and June. The Community Security Trust is a charity that provides protection for Jewish people.
Jews have long considered the state of anti-Semitism, of anti-Jewish hatred, to be a measure of the condition of society as a whole. A hatred that comes first against Jews will never stop at Jews. It will come against others in due course. So actually, everybody should be concerned about anti-Semitism.
For Alexander, it's already too late. He's decided to leave the country. The message from community leaders: to stop anti-Semitism, it must be called out, whether by friends, family or strangers. Sam Holder, ITV News.
Police say convicted terrorist Sudesh Aman was one of the most dangerous people they've ever investigated in the weeks before he was released from prison. Aman was released from Belmarsh last January. He stole a knife from a shop and stabbed people at random on Streatham High Road just weeks later. An inquest into his death continues. A cyclist who died after a collision with an HGV in Holborn yesterday morning has been named as 41-year-old Dr. Marta Krawek. Her parents said she lived helping people every day. And police have arrested 3 Londoners as part of investigations into the racial abuse of England's football players. Arsenal's Bukayo Saka and Camberwell-born Jadon Sancho were targeted online after the Euro 2020 final. Now, back to the Olympics, and when Max Whitlock returned home to Essex with a gold in the pommel horse, it was Britain's most successful gymnast ever. And the 6-time Olympic medalist said there could still be more to come. Katie Barnfield has been to the South Essex Gymnastics Club as they celebrated his success.
A hero's welcome for an Olympic champion. Back in Basildon, Max Whitlock came to visit the club where he trained up to take the gold. After showing off a few skills, there may have been 1 or 2 people wanting a picture.
How does it feel being back? I mean, I saw you out there taking the time to take a picture with absolutely every person who asked for one.
Yeah, it's amazing to be back. You know, I get amazing amounts of support from this club and all the kids, and hopefully this can have a huge impact in terms of them wanting to start gymnastics they've done already, but obviously keep it up and keep enjoying what they're doing.
He also shared some tips with the next generation of gymnasts here, and they could hardly have a better teacher. His pommel horse gold in Tokyo taking him to 6 Olympic medals. He's now the most successful British gymnast of all time.
Was there a moment where you were like, I've got this?
No, I think that's what's hard. You know, with sport, you're talking about tiny margins, so you can never I never go into any competition expecting a result or anything like that. Like, as I'm going through the routine, I'm just literally thinking, right, I just go for it. And I think, you know, when you're doing that routine, it was the highest difficulty level routine I've ever competed. I couldn't believe I managed to kind of pull it off the right day, the right time, and the right moment. So yeah, it feels incredible.
Perhaps his biggest fan, though, is his 2-year-old daughter, Willow, who surprised him at the airport on his return from Japan. Because of all the coronavirus protocols in place this year, like isolating in a team bubble before the Games, he had to spend more than a month away from his family.
It was a long time. You know, Willow's so young as well, so it's really difficult, but amazing surprise to come back and see him in the airport, because the plan wasn't that. The plan was me and Scott to go home, him to drop me off at home. So to see her running through with her arms out like this, it was pretty cool.
What next for you now? A rest, surely?
Definitely, yeah. I want to just take some time off, spend time with my family, spend time with everybody. When I feel ready, I want to be itching to come back in, fully motivated. When that time comes, I'll be back in the gym.
And if his previous performances are anything to go by, when that happens, there will be plenty more to look forward to. Katie Barnfield, ITV News.
Congrats, Max. Here's the weather now with Philippa Drew.
Making the most of it, whatever the weather. Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Good evening. We've seen a rather unsettled picture developing across the London region this afternoon, and more of the same to come through the next few days. Scattered showers, very much the order of things, quite breezy as well. But there will be some sunshine, and where we see the sunshine, feeling relatively warm. But of course, the unsettled weather is all down to low pressure, very much in charge at the moment, slow moving through the course of the weekend, staying with us and maintaining the showery conditions throughout. And that's certainly the case out there at the moment. Clear spells and scattered showers through the course of tonight. One or two of the showers on the heavier side. They will be moving through fairly quickly though, with the brisk breeze, and the breeze in turn keeping the temperatures up. Lows tonight 14 or 15 degrees. Tomorrow morning then, sunny spells and scattered showers from the word go. Little change as we head into the afternoon. Again, the chance of a few heavier, perhaps even thundery bursts rumbling through. Still on the breezy side though, but in the best of the sunshine. Highs a little up on today's values, peaking at around 23 Celsius. Really little in the way of change through Saturday, but hopefully during Sunday and Monday we should see a bit more in the way of sunshine, fewer showers. Temperatures still a little below average though.
Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
That's it from us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow, and Good Morning Britain from all of us here. A very good night.